this. Which is, interestingly, one reason that general cost reductions can be quite powerful. So if you have like minus 100% general cost, you just keep spamming generals to boost up professionalism and you never run out of manpower. Which is one of those factors I just never consider. I'm like, oh, general cost reductions, you don't see them very often. There might be a reason why. Very, very easy to exploit. Welcome to this channel with a Portuguese ad, but I was never been to Portugal or Brazil. Sometimes the people who do the adverts just get their own languages wrong. Like you can... When you're doing advertising, I have a little bit of experience with this because I did a Kickstarter and we were advertising quite heavily on YouTube. And you can tweak quite a lot of settings about precisely who you want those adverts to target. And if you don't set up the language requirements enough, then somebody who's an English speaker will be served your Portuguese language adverts. And that gets expensive very quickly. Meanwhile, Phoenix Empire once again fighting in the desert. I don't know why he started this fight. Should have waited for this where it's a mountain. Why did you start this? Were you sieging and you got caught out? I think you tried to push your luck. Which is a mistake. You don't have the manpower to push your luck. You have the manpower to be very, very defensive. Being served German ads, don't speak German. Yeah, same. Except I speak German, so I'm just like, I understand it. I've been served Spanish ads and I don't speak Spanish. Soldier sat sitting here with another 125,000 men. Can Phoenix Empire see that? Yes. This seems like a colossal waste. When you have a mountain fort right behind you. Because now you're basically offering time for Soldier Sat to just take that mountain fort. Because you're not going to get your morale back in time to contest it. Somebody just... No, stability. Probably just a... event. Soldier Sat not following up. That's interesting. I'm guessing Kreinvar has appeared again. No. It's interesting because both sides seem to be taking this war quite defensively at the moment. Because they're just being so horribly tapped. Soldier Sat is offering a peace deal though. Oh, that was a stab hit. Ah! Yeah, Phoenix Empire's a minus 55%. That was indeed a stab hit. Interesting. Yep, here they come. Meanwhile, Verkor Gulen taking one of the forts over there. And this is where it matters that Kreinvar's in a different war. Because even though Kreinvar's doing well in terms of war score, it's a different fight. And if I was Soldier Sat, I would be speaking to Adenica right now saying, look, I'm stab hitting Phoenix Empire. If you want to go after Kreinvar, you will not have a better opportunity than this. Because Phoenix Empire is not going to be able to support them. Neckcliff, Arboran, Oslamazdir. I mean, it would be a fight against Arboran too. Kreinvar's chosen their allies pretty well. I think that's mostly Arboran being afraid of Adenica, small country, Lorent, Axis. -1, -2, -3. He does actually have the admin power to increase stability though. Doesn't look like he's going to bother though. He's just going to wait the 2 months. Peace out. Oh no, he did increase it. Not sure why. I really don't know how Phoenix Empire is going to come back from this. It's only a 50% war score. They're not going to be able to take that much. Especially not against a country of that size. Innkeeper. Kryenvar wasn't about 1 million wars at the start, yes. Okay, so it looks like Phoenix Empire and Kryenvar are getting ready to retake that fort. Retake that fort, and the stab hits stop. But you're definitely going to need Kryenvar support to do this. Can afford to do 2 more admins. Not focusing admin, that would also help. And also... Oh, your advisor's level 4. Interesting. Could also upgrade advisor. Although that is easy to forget. I know I've been guilty of that in the past. Do you still have Condottieri from Oftel Kanzad? If you do, get them in the front line, probably with Kryenvar, and get them to start the battle together, and then reinforce that. Gulen's armies were just sent packing. Doesn't look like they have Condottieri anymore from Oftel Kanzad. No. They are sending officers to Vanrahar. What does that do again? 20% more morale, plus 5 discipline. Yeah, that on Vanrahar would be very, very good. And Vanrahar is going to be the one defending this. Soldier Sat is now coming in. Now we just need the Phoenix Empire to actually have their full wits about them to reinforce these battles. 7.2 morale against 8.3. 105 discipline against 110. This is going to be one of the most consequential battles of this war. 2 months. They're a -1. They cannot afford to increase war score again, or admin again. Here's a question: does Vanrahar have any artillery buffs? Oh no, that's Kryenvar. That's not even Vanrahar. Okay. Kryenvar has a +10. Phoenix Empire has a +10. So it's pretty much the same regardless. Both sides, I would say, have roughly the same number of troops. There are a lot of neutral troops here. Oh, that's Kryenvar. Right, if we go to Soldier Sat, we'll be able to see a better idea of exactly what they're up against. I mean, Soldier Sat is taking some pretty mean casualties here. We're on a -2. 14th. 4 days. 3, 2, 1. -3. So this war will end on the 18th of December. Unless they can win this battle before then. I'm not convinced they can. This battle, this one battle, has gone on for 3 months. That's Victoria levels of combat here. We're no longer playing EU4. This is now Victoria 2. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, he just saved it! Last second save there. Bought himself another month, but only one more month. Soldier Sat is down to just 70,000 men reinforcements. Phoenix Empire and Crime still have 180. These are the last of the Soldier Sat units. Okay, so this is going to be 21st of January. 15. And there it is, over. However, it is still minus 58. They still need to take the fort. It is on a 64%. Is it going to... No, it failed! Oh my gosh, it failed. 21, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Over. And so it ends. Soldier Sat gains this. Kryenvar still in the war. I would say that was a pretty ample ending for this. Like, with that siege being at 67% and then failing the siege roll and basically losing the war because of that. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. And now it is just Soldier Sat against Kryenvar. The full weight of Soldier Sat against Kryenvar. Kryenvar tapped for manpower, needing another 200,000 men in reinforcements. They are completely tapped in professionalism, and they are down to just mercenaries. Financially, they're doing okay. They could probably be supported now by the Phoenix Empire. So it kind of depends on how many mercenaries they can raise. But Adenica. This is probably going to be the best opportunity you would ever have to go after Kryenvar. Well played to Soldier Sat for playing that one to the end. Sticking at it. Getting those stab hits coming in. That's got to be one of the most intense endings to war I've seen. That was crazy. The last second stability boost to try and get themselves to win the fight, which they did. Then the 67% siege roll to end it there, which failed. And all because of that failed 67% roll, the war ended. Absolute madness. That was the Battle of Verdun, it really was. Seppi, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Good to have you joining us. Alright, so Soldier Sat just moving their forces north again to retake all of this. How are they doing? They are also tapped. And Soldier Sat's economy is not looking good. They're 11,000 ducats in debt already. However, they can have up to 96 bank loans. They currently have 9. Meanwhile, Spider Wretch has just been stealing stuff from behind their lines. And I would imagine that Kryenvar is just going to sit in these passages and just defend the entrance. Meanwhile, Cookdeer is going after Haraz Oldham, which is something I would kind of like to have seen Ozdam Asdir do. You already have massive AE, so I think you've already been trying to gobble them up. If we just take a look, truces with Cookdeer, but not Oslam Asdir. So Oslam Asdir absolutely could be going after these territories and just grab them. Might be afraid of player coalitions. But shouldn't be. None of the players care. Soldier Sat human. They're the guys that come from this. Yes, they are the United Lake Fed. One of them. So who else is fighting at the moment? So we've got Bjornvar in Esmaria going against Jaberd, so it is finally Jaberd's day to die. Although I don't think they're going to be able to take the whole thing in one go, seeing as they have a 67 development, 58 development, 40 development region. Old passages are oh no, it's a row. Really? That's a random dwarven road. Which I guess is technically a tunnel to Inus. Huh. I think this would probably be better distinguished by a monument now, rather than a dwarven road. Then we've got Anbennar, also going up against Jaberd. Boiscarvo currently fighting against Plumstead and Beggerston, which is these guys. Who are a theocracy. And Telumtir, who actually have their own idea set. Movement speed, cavalry to infantry, land attrition, female generals, spies, cavalry cost, cavalry fire, prestige, army tradition decay, trade steering, land fire, merchants. Interesting. They're like dragoons or something. And then we have Just Dutch in Jordland going after Haraf. So they've pulled the trigger and gone after Haraf, not Eberthil. I always thought that Eberthil would be the one to rise up as the hegemon over there, but they have not. Anyway, there is a battle. We have got Soldier Sat now going for Eastern Reach, trying to retake that. Kreinvar does have another 247,000 men sitting there in the mountains. Soldier Sat with 35k right next door, but they do have others nearby, which they'll be able to send in to reinforce. Backline is fully formed on both sides. Soldier Sat is fighting on a -2 against a general who is just better than they are. Fire phase less so, but in the shock phase it is a +3. 464 general versus a 436. Very good maneuver. Never take river crossings. Or very unlikely to. How's Lorent doing? Lorent's really strong. Like really, really strong. They've been kind of quiet. Lorent, I think, are still consolidating and biding their time. Like, it takes a while to build the Lorentish area up just because it's so big. It doesn't look big on the map, but there are a lot of provinces there. And it's all like flat land and farmland, so you can build a lot of stuff there and develop it up massively. Like at the moment, of the great powers, Lorent is currently 4th. 2,000 development. So Kreinvar sending in another 30k, 106,000 against 218,000, 110 discipline against 105. Kreinvar only have 105? Oh no! Soldier Sat have not reinforced properly! Oh no, the Soldier Sat back line is dead! They've lost their cannon. So their reinforcement armies are now retreating, and the current battle is basically buying them time to try and get away. But Kreinvar is not going to let them. Kreinvar's coming in. It's going to be their army against the 90k, who I think are going to be stuck in Orgagum. That's a hard name to say. Orgachagum. And it is 100 200,000 against 75. No artillery. Armies are retreating as they can. I don't know why it's so individual, but it was. And they're all retreating back. So some pretty hefty casualties suffered there. It is a minus 28% for Soldier Sat, and now Crimevar immediately following up and taking the fort, which is also just a level 4. Like, these guys are just not upgrading their forts. Because level 6s are available. Star Fort. As of this level. So I guess they're so newly available that those who have been at war just haven't had the money to do it. Because Soldier Sat is now sitting at 11k in debt. Looks like they were just gifted some money from somebody. So it looks like someone is trying to covertly support Soldier Sat. I wonder if Soldier Sat literally just means Soldier State. It kind of feels like it does. Soldier State. Eat your heart out, Prussia. We are the army with the state. Look, it's in the name. Ooh, 40% Republican tradition. Soldier Sat is dancing with danger here. If that goes below 40, then they're in danger of becoming a dictatorship. And losing the Federal Republic. Trade efficiency, trade company governing cost status. Or states governing cost. Military Council. That's one they do not want to lose. Land leader, fire, naval leader maneuver, land leader maneuver. And also, oh, it makes your generals more expensive. They had to take a stab hit there because they couldn't take the Republican tradition. I was going to say, that's... wow. Morale of armies and leaders without upkeep as well as citizenry. Soldier Sat can definitely stack that morale. Meanwhile, their manpower is tapped, their professionalism is now tapped completely. These have been some absolutely ruinous wars for these three states. Like, they were very powerful, very military nations, but it's going to take them some time to recover. Like, professionalism, you don't get back immediately. You gotta drill for it. And while drill does get faster and faster the more professionalism you had, it's still going to take a while. Phoenix Empire and Krinevar are not allies, but under the table they're definitely allies. Like, if one goes to war, the other one declares war too. They can't formally be allied because they're great powers. Which means that all the wars they are doing have to basically be separate wars. So Phoenix Empire at this point can no longer support Krinevar because they've already pieced out. Meaning that Soldier Sat can focus entirely on them, which is why I really want to see Anbennar and Marhold taking this opportunity and going after Krinevar. Because Krinevar just have nothing in the tank anymore either. Oh, no, they do. How did you get 340,000 manpower? I guess you just slackened everything and then just left it. I guess you slackened everything so that you could start getting mercenaries. I'll bet that's what it is. Because every mercenary stack you get costs 5 professionalism, so there is absolutely zero reason not to just slacken everything and then start building mercenaries once you're at 0. You actually kind of waste like 100,000 manpower for every mercenary stack you gain while still having professionalism. Anyway, you were asking earlier how Lorent is doing. They've got 650,000 manpower at the 730 available. They do have a ticking disaster coming in. Installing a thrall, of course, because Lorent are vampires. They have a standing army now of 350,000, which is more than most people. Income of 60 ducats at the moment. Trade and production being their biggest sources. But that's still just completely dwarfed. Actually, not anymore. Lorent have actually overtaken Small Country in terms of income. But Small Country is still using money as a weapon, paying Vern off. Vern and Ebethil. Oh no, that's... Wait, what? So Vern is paying Ebethil 58 ducats. Small Country isn't. Was I misreading that? Ebethil is paying Small Country. No, sorry, Vern is paying Small Country. I keep seeing the name Ebethil and then it's confusing me. But you're not receiving subsidies. Right, because you're sending them. It's been a long day. It really hasn't. So you are receiving subsidies from Ebethil and Small Country, and I'll bet that was during the war. So I don't know why you're still getting those. Right, we got there in the end, chat. We got there in the end. Vern is receiving subsidies from Ebethil and Small Country. And the war ended. Cryanvar has peaced. I would actually kind of guess that was a white peace. Maybe money. And with that, Marhold and Anbennar have kind of lost their opportunity to go after Cryanvar. I'm not sure another one will arise anytime soon. Hoslam Azdir currently fighting against Kraktumvor and Harazoldum, so they have now gone after those. Van Rohar is fighting against Braku and Nolikaz. Bjornrik's against Bluescale? Oh, Bluescale rose. They must have split from the gnomes, so that's hilarious. Unless Bluescale were released by Bjornrik in the last war against the gnomes, that's also possible. But it doesn't look like Bluescale is going to be able to do very much about this. Yordland's going for Nur Ebethil. That's playing with fire, if Ebethil notices. Now the downside to these stupid colonial wars is the Overlord doesn't even get a message that their colonies are being attacked. Like I had this with Lorent, where I lost about half my colonies, I didn't even realise I was at war. Because you get absolutely zero notification to say your colony is at war, you might want to be aware of this.